that match. Looks like we are set up to jump into this one right away here, Achilios. WGS versus RunAway.
Getting them set and ready to go as Stitch is ready to lead the charge into battle on Lijiang Tower. We'll see which map we're going to get set up on first here. Garden Control Center or Night Market.
Yep.
See which strategies these guys are going to bring forth.
We're going to be seeing a lot of Sombra, but this is also a map we've seen a lot of McCree Escort. Stitch has also, talking about his flexibility, gone onto that McCree many times and found success.
All right, well, we'll be Gardens. There you have it. I always forget if it's Garden or Gardens.
I think it's Gardens.
Yeah, I think that the Oasis one is Garden.
Yeah.
It was really weird that they decided to just make two Garden ones.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's gardens around the world. What are you gonna do? So it is going to be Stitch on the Tracer. Flash the Widow for a moment, but Sky is going to go to that Pharah that we were talking about here, pocketed by Genie. This will be the first time we really see Genie in this role. It was actually last time LiftQ who was pocketing Sky.
Yep, well, off the bat though, Seabag gonna go down. Sky does manage to punish Janu there as he gets taken out of the mech by order. Still just wailing away from above, gets a nice shot there onto Stitch, but cannot finish him off. Rez comes out from Genie to bring Seabag back into the fight right as the point gets unlocked. So RunAway will be an man advantage here, at least for the moment, as they wait for Janu to rejoin. And now with Slime and Stitch going down, pulse bomb in onto the win. Stitch gonna find two! Order starting things off quite nicely here for WGS. Gets a double kill.
It's fun to watch a Tracer player who has got so much trust in his teammates. In this case, saw Order just switching targets. Stitch gonna pop Sky out of the sky, no pun intended there, but really impressive Tracer play by Order, trusting his teammates to finish off targets, just doing the maximum clip damage.
Oxall building up, has that EMP, throws that one down. Believe he caught Juyoung, who still has not fallen yet, actually is healing back up, so perhaps just made it around the pillar there in time. As Bernard goes down, but Stitch takes rid of Bernard. Now no tanks available here from the side of WGS, as Seabag falls yet again. Stitch trying to get this point-blank duel off here. To the side of Order as the sound barrier comes down from WGS. He's trying to maintain control over the point. Barrage comes in, finds two. Sky finding three, actually, as he takes down Stitch right before that. And Slime gets booped off the map by Juyoung at the end. WGS hold firmly.
Unfortunate that that happened right after Huxall opened with a great EMP. Unfortunately, line of sight, though, blocked by this little barrier, this little structure here that shows signs about Horizon Lunar Colony or whatever. This little thing, it's what Baba Schröder is called. But it blocked line of sight for some of the EMP to fully connect there, so it didn't actually get all the kills required, and then Barrage turns everything around.
Another pulse bomb ready to go. Order's just going to ignore the healers. Gets his way into the backside. Right as that sound barrier comes down from RunAway. Bumper goes low. Has to pump the primal range. Manages to find Genie now. Juyoung is dead. Order misses a pulse bomb. Kills himself on it in the end. Dashes straight onto that one. And that is just going to be WGS getting swept under the rug as they finish off Seabag. RunAway finally get the flip, but it's at a pretty severe cost. 79% built up here for WGS.
Now they need to show their ult efficiency. They have the ability to build Primal Rage so quickly because they have the Moira that Laurels 9 is missing. They do switch the Genji player here, Sky, back onto the Genji, Genie onto Zenyatta. So it's going to be difficult to use the Zenyatta correctly against a Moira, though, because usually Discord Orb doesn't actually equate to how much healing Moira can put out onto Bumper in this case here on the Winston. So it'll be very difficult to actually have ult efficiency against this team right now that is holding an EMP.
Oxall right now just holding down the right click, looking for someone to push into the range of that hack. Stitch goes low, now stealthing his way through. EMP going to be thrown down. They just spam out straight there onto Seabag, but they can't get the kill quite yet. Order will go down, however, and Twilight's Orb will kill Sky in the end. Remember's dead as Oxall goes aggressive, pops over the top, takes down Juyoung.
Genie gonna hit him with some right clicks there, but he will survive, and this is ult efficiency at its finest. One EMP to deny a push. They're now at 50% of this ult charge. Bumper's halfway to that Primal Rage, so they're just trying to gatekeep now using this line of sight that they have, with the advantage they have positionally with Stitch. Just looking for some flanks here, and Bumper is just gonna be pocketed non-stop.
Stitch gets that body shot there onto Order, does force him to go back and actually recalls into that self-destruct thrown down by Janu. Find that pick, Seabag gonna throw him in the grave. And it seems like RunAway will be able to maintain control as they look to push past the percentage here gained by WGS. They have multiple ultimates to work with here to try to get this retake, however, and Bumper goes down right at the end.
Yep. Huxall halfway to that EMP. Oh no, that's a huge problem. That's one way they could have actually disrupted this tank line with Twilight, potentially getting sniped by the Tracer, but he is destroyed. And now, how can they really approach this? Even with Sound Barrier, it's going to be such a challenge. Bumper will have Primal Rage in the longer fight. Look at Huxall looking to build this EMP right before the fight really hits.
Might have to be Transcendence into the Sound Barrier. Transcendence coming down here from Genie, trying to escort them in onto the point. It's still firing away. Not going to be landing the shots yet to get the killing blows. They're dashing around the back here onto the point as the Sound Barriers come through. EMP comes in. It denies a lot of the shielding there that WGS was relying on. Everyone dead. Bernard popped out of the back. RunAway managed to get it in the end. WGS held it to 79. They lost it and they never got it back. That's Gardens going over to RunAway.
RunAway, Huxall knows that he's the MVP. He waves to the observer, who he knows will be watching him at this moment, because what he did in that last fight was get an EMP, gain that EMP because of the Sound Barrier that came down from Slime. Slime barriers him so that he can just walk into, in point-blank range, the rest of the fight to get the last 5% of his EMP and just slam it in the middle of everybody. The Sound Barrier allows that to happen. A lot of people underestimate what a support ultimate can do for you in terms of building ult charts. A lot of Genjis will be able to engage because they came in at 80% when the barrier was down, because they had that time to build the last 20, and this is exactly what Huxall was able to do, using that barrier, gets a massive EMP, wins the first point.
Well, seems like not many changes here on either side. Still going to be Huxall coming through with the Sombra, so just about match compositions aside from Twilight operating on the Zenyatta and Genie over onto that Moira. Guys into the back, he's looking for a bit of damage, but doesn't find much. Instead, just receives a boop there from Slime as he says, hey. See, back goes low. They try to spam him back up there with Genie. They just can't do it. He'll get punished yet again. The first one to die, but they're able to trade back for an enemy Winston there as Bumper falls as well. Stitch going forward. Nearly has the pulse bomb ready to go already. Will manage to stay alive with 19 HP, runs over, gets the Mega Pack, and it seems like RunAway will be claiming the point this time around. Yeah,
a bit disappointing. Laurels 9, even with the Moira pick, we're not able to keep Z-Bag alive. Really good focus fire by RunAway, actually able to use the Discord Orb with multiple members to target him down early, and that means that Genie, sure, build up to 80% of the Coalescence, but it's not an engage tool they can use very easily because they have to go around a corner here to get onto the point.
Now, going forward, would love to throw down that pulse bomb, but just a bit too risky with Bernard playing forward there.
RunAway is never going to go into that hallway in such a way that the Coalescence will be able to hit all of them while healing.
Oh. Huxall taking a step too close there. He's spotted by orders. He tries to spray down, has to jump out.
Look at the formation here. So split, so spread, so Coalescence can't do much.
Z-Bag, he tries to be the initiator. He tries to go in to break open the fight here for the side of WGS, but the Discord Orb comes down from Twilight and rip him apart, and it just spills over onto the rest of the members here of WGS. Bernard has to jump off the side of the map, and Order is currently going to be the only one as it's already 50%.
Huxall has improved his EMP play a lot, but I feel like the thing that's always been true of his Sombra over guards is that his left clicks are accurate. He kills these targets on the chase, desyncs their spawns, builds EMPs faster because he is more accurate.
It's going to be EMP out here from the sky as they try to take the fight over to the side of RunAway. Bumper goes dangerously low, manages to stay alive, but Order does it yet again. Finds to with the pulse bomb, but can they get the flip? Still working their way in onto the point. Stitches here to try to delay as much as humanly possible. He goes slow, up back up there. Janu gets knocked out of the back. Have the self-destruct, he'll get taken down, and RunAway will go ahead and lose this one. 2% going up for WGS, 78 improved for RunAway. And they're just going to chase them all the way back towards the dropship, getting as many staggered kills as they possibly can.
And now, if they actually position correctly, G's going to have another Coalescence. It's going to be tough for RunAway to actually get into position. Luckily, they have Stitch out here. He's been able to sneak by with Huxall, so that could draw the attention away. As you can see, Twilight and everyone going to take a different approach, so even though Genie has that Coalescence again, it's just not going to be as effective. Order goes down.
The barrier falls, holding onto it so far, sees the Moira. Can he assassinate her? Throws it down, does not find the hit, and actually gets taken out by the self-destruct there by Bernard. Out of this spawn, WGS the second leash on life, but Young will go down. Sound barrier still available for Slime, but so far not feeling the pressure enough to throw that one out. Beat is holding onto it here for the moment as Huxall also gets taken down. Z-Bag finds a double kill off screen before getting taken out here by Janu. RunAway trying to get the cap now. Bernard will jump back down here onto the low ground, moves away for the moment. Cap should come through for RunAway, but now Sky rejoins. EMP comes in.
Can't get the kill though on the Twilight.
Yeah, Bernard's been taken out and they can't punish him, as you say. Now Sky just ramming away, desperately trying to get a kill, but just cannot do so. Young and Judy both gonna go down. Bumper gets taken out while he had Primal Rage available, which is a bit puzzling, you would have to say, but RunAway, you build up dangerously closely here for this pick. Another one! 3 in the game! Order starts things off hugely here. 3 double pulse bombs to come through on 2 rounds of Lijiang alone. Yes. RunAway get the flip. They'll be able to hold this for a while with the sound barrier, but Order is seriously putting in work.
He really is. He's always consistently able to find the supports, understanding RunAway's movements and their split up formations against the Coalescence.
Sound barrier down, Slime catches 4 of his teammates and barely keeps Janu alive and in the back. Might have to use that self-destruct to try to stay in. Seems like that is going to be the play. Bernard gets taken out in the meantime. Stitch pops him out there with that pulse bomb, and now is just spammed away, looking to take down Sky, takes him low, forces him back with a translocator. Can't finish him off, but the damage is already done. OWC ticks down, and RunAway will be able to claim the 2-0 here on Lijiang.
Some clutch plays from Order, the most popular player for World Game Star, but you know, there's just been some issues in terms of coordination. The Genie Moira has been fantastic. We know that he's a great Moira player. We got some audio issues, please bear with us. We know he's a great Moira player.
We're listening to the play of the game, you know. It was definitely Order in one of those 3 pulse bomb double kills.
But RunAway split well and were able to collapse well. So when the approaches came through, when Genie tried to use Coalescence, RunAway was always split up in several different groups, the tanks being, of course, the closest ones. And then they were able to kind of corral the push of Laurels 9 into a place where they could collapse upon it and kill the supports themselves. However, that's something that Order was able to identify and abuse because the supports were always together so they could take care of each other while the tanks were looking to gain vision and information. Because on that point of Lijiang Tower, you have to go down a hallway, then make a turn. So there's like a corner there. So it's difficult to gain vision. So the tanks are always looking, are they coming in? Are they committing Coalescence? You know, conveying that information. But Order was able to blink past the tanks, find those supports that were alone because the tanks were far forward to try to get that information and kill the supports with pulse bombs, getting those double kills 3 times, especially there on Control Tower where they were so far away, just identifying that, punishing that all in his own. Very well played.
Yeah, it was wonderfully done there by Order, but unfortunately the rest of the team wasn't quite on the same page. They did get dangerously close in both of those rounds to hitting near that 100%, trying to force out OT on their own control side, but unfortunately couldn't do it. The flips came through, and RunAway just never let go, really, from there. So still getting a bit outclassed. I'm curious to see what their map choice is going to be as we get ready to go into Hybrid. Before, we did see Nambani, and now we're actually going to see Arrow. So your thoughts were correct, Wolf. It would seem as Sky will be subbed out, and Arrow's coming in.
Yeah, well, Order has been delivering on the Tracer. We'll just have to see if Arrow can be the better Sombra here, or, of course, as we head into Hybrid, the Widow that we are predicting to see. He was subbed into Hybrid in Trials for Innovation to play that long-range hit scam when he was on Bond Spirit Gaming. And, of course, this player, very young, also very talented, used to go by the ID of You, like YOU, was very popular on that. Once actually reached, I believe it was actually a week ago, he reached top 3 on the Korean server in rankings. So he's a very talented mechanical player, and he has experience playing with Bond Spirit Gaming, which, to be honest, I think is a stronger team at the moment than WGS Laurels 9, or was, you know, at the time of Trials at least. So he has a lot of competitive experience, has played in offline tournament matches, knows how to work with the team. He's a very new pickup, though. He's picked up, I believe, 3 days ago. So how much synergy he's going to have compared to Sky, that's what I think might be lacking. But when you're a Widowmaker player, hitting the heads, clicking on them, that's the most important thing.
Go ahead and take a look at some of the fan signs, which we have a lot. So if we're going to pick who has the best sign, it could take a while to flip through all of these here.
Just as let's follow the flower road.
So far, the Stitch one's got my heart. I like that we're actually seeing these character drawings coming out more and more.
It says
that's quite a nice one.
It says, today, you also carried today. You carried today as well, basically. It's hard to translate that exactly into English, but that's what it says. The Stitch drawing there. WGS drawing to the left a bit, you know, it's very simple, but it gets the message across.
It does. You know, WGS. What more do you need to know?
Yeah.
And she's got the sign ready to go, so this is going to be one of those longer-term fans since the beginning.
Yeah.
when everybody fell in love with the pink jerseys.
John,
some coordination.
Stitch fans here. And yeah, coordinating that sign, putting them together. Very creative. They basically widened the width of the sign. Is that legal in our cheerful competition? Is that okay? That's technically 2 signs put together. Who wins?
We had combined signs at the Apex Season 4 finals.
That is true.
You do remember, so we know a thing or two about coordination.
We do.
I like how they decided to spell away in English, but then spelled RunAway like in.
It says runner instead of RunAway. So
Yeah.
it's like it's in the bottom line there. It says I miss runner. I want to see you.
Ah, okay.
And it said at the top, I'm glad to see Flower Vin. As that came, I don't know who he is. It's like he came. I don't know who that is though. It does kind of look like Bumper, but I'm not actually sure if that's who he's.
You know, that would be my guess. It has kind of like the blonde strokes going into the hair there. So we get a nice look at some Tracer and Genji in the audience.
Hi friend is what that sign says. It's the voice line for Tracer. Annyeong Chingu. And the Haksal one says, it says play the game Haksal on the left side. Oh my god, that is a great drawing.
Yo, that's good.
Janu. That is really well done.
All right, I got a new favorite. Sorry, Stitch. I think the Janu might take the cake.
Yeah, that I think is the best sign. I wonder how much she'd let me purchase that sign for. I would like to keep it, actually.
Tell her, like, yeah, maybe I can get you an autograph from Janu if you give me that sign.
I would put that on my wall.
That's actually really nice, as are those. Got the little in-game sprays.
Yeah, it's Order's hero pool here. Quite a large one. It says Order plays everything well.
Well, so far the Tracer certainly is standing out in our minds after that performance there on Lee Jung. But
the sign is also a pun because it says Oda at the top, but it says Odaondo, which means like basically you play everything. Like it's a flex. So that's a pun on his ID there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. They have the Bastion on there. That one I'm not so sure about. That one I'm not entirely convinced by, which is why I was saying I'm intrigued to see what the map pick is going to be for Hybrid. Because if it's an Ambani again, are we going to see more of those Bastion shenanigans? Or do they want to go for something like Hollywood, which was RunAway's most clearest weakness? Looks like that's going to be it.
Hollywood was the map that RunAway lost to in their last series to O2 Ardent. And also a map that they struggled to use the attack composition of the triple tank with Haksal on the Junkrat. It was a weird comp. We've seen it in Overwatch League, obviously with the Outlaws liking to run it a lot, but it's a little bit tougher to execute against the setup that we saw from O2 Ardent that was also tank-oriented, but it was totally smashed when Haksal switched back to the Genji. You definitely want to avoid Eichenwald against RunAway with their impervious record on that map right now. Despite the curse of Apex.
Words I wasn't expecting someone to say in 2018, but so far Eichenwald has been quite kind to RunAway, so it seems like they did invest quite a bit of time in between Apex and now to get that one prepared, but we'll see how they're going to handle Hollywood. Highly doubt they're going to make the same mistake twice, especially against the likes of WGS, but WGS has identified this or are assuming that this is going to be their best chance to try to break RunAway down and get a map win in here finally. Because right now, they're 0-13.
Not looking good. They need this win to make playoffs.
Be a huge one. They need many more after that as well, as it does turn out. Not this one exactly to squeeze their way in.
적의 공격까지 30초.
Odd, it wasn't the RunAway cheer guy.
Nope.
Somebody different. It was a woman this time.
A different girl, yeah.
Normally it's the dude.
Check out this setup, by the way. We've got boosted Junkrat with Stitch on the McCree. So their Eichenwald defensive setup with Orisa and a Junkrat for further peel. Arrow will be on the Tracer. Order will flex to the Sombra. That's not always a good sign, as Bernard is going to be running this D.Va to try to come through at the front lines and get through this hit scan coming over from Stitch.
Yeah,
not easier said than done.
Not sure how I feel about this one, and already Ju Young's going to get popped there as Haksal just throwing some bombs in, Hail Mary style over the top of the car. Manages to come up with the hits. Now it's looking for Z-Bag. Going to go ahead, pop away at that barrier, dips back around, sees that Bernard is dangerously low there with that mech. Can't pop him out. Bumper is just going to be brought back into the fray here by Slime.
You have to really crush this comp or you lose it, right? Ju Young dying means it's over, right? You have to reset. And they need to understand that in order to reach this doorway, they actually have to use the Diva. Oh my
there
God.
it is. Get some flashbang carries through.
Stitch was looking for him.
That blink.
Stitch was looking for him, man. He wasn't looking for Stitch. He thought he was the one who was the hunter, but he was the hunted.
Oh boy. Well, this is looking considerably better for RunAway than the last time out on Hollywood as they keep holding up here near the front. Still 3 minutes just about on the clock, however, so plenty of time for WGS to try to break this, but without something like an EMP from Order.
Oh my God. Bernard needs to be the one to lead the charge. Without Bernard's defense matrix, they simply cannot enter this point. It has to be Bernard. They have to come together.
Look how far forward they're putting this barrier. RunAway is feeling perfectly at home. They've got the Reptire ready to go. Stitch still building up for that Deadeye as Arrow's going to swap over to the Widow. So now it's going to be a Widow Pharah comp.
Oh, nice shot though.
That is going to be a good one. So yeah, didn't really see this one coming. Seems like wasn't communicated from Janu over to Slime. He's going to get caught, but Hoxall will go ahead, take down Arrow, punishing him for his sins, but the res will come out there from Ju-Young to bring him right back in.
As long as Hoxall and Bumper are alive, this point is not going to be broken easily. It needs Diva at the forefront. Switching over to the Pharah, though.
Well, Arrow dead yet again. Hoxall just seemingly making his mission to take out that Widowmaker, but he's going to go down as Order finds 2 so far with the Widowmaker. And Sentence comes down from Twilight. Deadeye comes in. And Stitch finds Order, weakens others. And now they can push forward to try to stop this push here onto the point.
Bumper
already
survives.
one tick being taken. Bumper is staying alive. Flashbang not going to connect, but it doesn't matter because Twilight is just going to take Z-Bag out of the air with his balls.
They need both of the Orisa and the Junkrat to be dead for this to work, and they killed both of them with the Pharah, but the res came through. They bought enough time there with Stitch using that Deadeye. The Pharah was killed there. Bernard, don't mean to be critical because I think he is one of the most experienced players on this team, needs to be more protected with this Diva. Using D-Matrix now to enter is a good start, but they need to find another angle here now that it's on cooldown. This is going to be so difficult to execute.
Arrow trying to chunk out Bumper there to get the one headshot in, but doesn't find much else other than that. Now Hoxall's over here onto the Genji, already gets rid of Genie, dashes in, looking for Arrow. Will get taken out by Order, who picks up that kill. Res comes through, Genie back into the fight, but no tanks available here for WGS yet again. But Arrow managed to find Twilight right as Stitch gets the trade there onto the enemies and Yada. He'll get rid of Order as well, and he's got another Deadeye to boot. Stitch is just ripping them apart.
As long as the Orisa is alive, it's very difficult to kill Stitch. Hoxall is an annoyance for Arrow, as he's shown good accuracy on the Widow, but unfortunately he's just getting ripped apart because he has not been protected properly by Bernard, who's having to kind of split attention between both him and Order. As you can see, the defense matrix is absolutely required to get through here. They get into position now.
They need a huge barrage. Order's going to be looking for it. Goes up, everybody peeling back here into the cafe. As Janu's going to be isolated here for the moment. Throws up the self-destruct. Will get taken down there by Arrow. Self-destruct not going to find anything, though. You can see Z-Bag wreaking havoc here indoors with that Primal Rage. Stitch from the sidelines. Gets rid of Arrow. Looking for another one. One more tap to get rid of Genie. Punches that flashbang, but it doesn't matter. He's still got the chase. He still gets the takedown, and now we're into overtime. Order
Stitch
goes up, comes back down. They're looking for it. Stitch looking to the side, bans the hammer straight into Z-Bag's chest. He'll die. Hoxall has a Dragon Blade, just saying hello. 47.2% is all that they get. Full hold over to RunAway.
This was Stitch, all Stitch basically all the time is what I want to say about this hold. That kill he got onto Arrow right after the Deadeye, that was not part of the Deadeye. That was just him hitting a headshot at far range there. Arrow was damaged, then coming over to kill Genie. Finding Arrow, knowing the predictability of how Tracer would approach him, knowing he was alone, waiting for Arrow to come flashbanging him and killing him. Stitch, when he had the boost on him, the damage boost coming through, it was just, I mean, it was lights out for anyone who got near him. They were never able to coordinate enough damage to kill both the Orisa there and the Junkrat. Then when the Junkrat was switched away and Hoxall used the Genji, Stitch was just too difficult to kill because Hoxall dealt with the Widowmaker so well on the Genji, just harassing, making sure the line of sight was never available. And then Stitch killed the tanks. Bernard just did not protect as well as he needed to Arrow for them to take the point. And the choice of Mercy was fantastic because that was what kept rezzing Bumper to keep them alive. That was the target for Arrow every time he did come in, and he actually started that opening with the pick onto the Mercy, but it just was not enough to flip the point because they couldn't get any follow-up hits after that. And I have a bad feeling about how this defense is going to go. They're going to stick with, it looks like, the Widow here. Haksal were showing the Junkrat triple tank that failed against O2 Ardent when they were running the Widow on defense. Will history repeat itself, or is O2 Ardent the stronger team and Haksal wins out this time? We're going to find out.
Well, I mean, if it does repeat itself, at least momentarily, I think that we're going to be seeing a very fast swap out from the side of RunAway.
They only need 1 and a third tick in order to take this.
47.3% going to be the target here. WGS cutting their way back. Shields up here for Bumper to try to escort everybody in, and they are just piling in onto the point. Haksal already firing away. Hops Bernard over to the side there with that satchel charge and gets several hits in on his evac. He goes low, he goes down. Haksal finishes him off, but Janu and Bumper have both been punished. Stitch as well, joining him as Haksal continues to pop off, building up for a very rapid Riptire. Will get taken down in the end as Order claims his life.
Almost up to that 47%.
They still are nearly at the first tick. It has to be Bernard staying in here. He's gonna go low, self-destruct up into the air. Not going to be finding the hits. They go in, they try to finish him off before he can make it back into the mech, but they can't do it, but the first tick has come through. You can see Monsters evac trying to get in, but they gate him out. They just pile up into the cafe entrance. They block him. There's nothing he could do at that point, and RunAway are very swiftly now 2-0 here in this series.
What a smash that we just saw from RunAway. When you trade like this on the point when all you have to get is 47%, the defenders will have a longer run back. And when that was exactly what happened at the beginning of that fight. I wish we had a replay of it because it's actually really important. The concussive mine for Haksal, his first one, knocked Bernard away. That meant that his Junkrat damage was not being absorbed by the defense matrix, and he was able to destroy on the point, killing the Orisa, killing the Mercy, damaging everybody else, nearly killing Order as well. And then even though he died, the damage was done. They have the faster respawns. They come in and flip the point. Even though Bernard was able to turn around and build a faster self-destruct, it doesn't matter if he's not mitigating the damage of the Junkrat, which was what he failed to do on attack and failed similarly because of Haksal's good concussive mine there on defense. RunAway is, as everyone already knew, the better team here, but it really shows in this second map.
Yeah, absolutely brutal there for the side of WGS, but when you're already starting off your third series, or fourth series, sorry, at 0-12, there's only so much that can be expected of you. These guys now going to fall down even further. 0-14 on their map score, absolute bottom in the tournament so far, and the hopes are dwindling. Like you said, every map win counts if they wanted to try to make that miracle run to have all of the stars aligned for them to make it into the playoffs, but I think that the hope is pretty much gone.
If they lose one more map, they will not be going to playoffs. They will be relegated to the trials, like 100%.
Yeah, mathematically out of it.
Yeah, mathematically out of it if they lose this next map.
Some people would already tell you that they're mathematically out of it, but that's mostly them thinking with their hearts and their brains. But WGS, unfortunately, just, again, they're trying things. We saw the Pharaoh, we saw the Widowmaker come through, and while they were able to get some kills, like you said, the cohesion as a team wasn't really there. But that's halfway through the series already. RunAway up 2-0. We're going to see the rest of it when we come back from the break in just a few.